Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. In this video I want to do a little channel update and talk about WWDC, which is happening next week and we're all pretty excited about it. So let's get right in. You all know that this year it's been quite crappy for everybody, and for me it's not being that much different. I already talked a little about the situation on my last channel update, which it's been a while and surprisingly we're still in the same place pretty much. But things have moved, things have changed, and at least now we have a bright spot in our calendar, which is gonna be next week Apple conference. So hopefully we can enjoy that a little bit, even if it's just for a week of shining a bright light into our day-to-day. I want to thank everybody for the reception of the last few videos. The last video about function builders was probably the video that got most positive reception and a super quick number of views in the first few hours and even days. I'm quite happy with that because it's a long video. It's like around 25 minutes long, and I cut a lot of stuff from it, and that's important for me because I don't do these videos just to grab the attention of the YouTube algorithm or to get your views or stuff like that. If I wanted to do that, I would be doing completely different things, because yeah, like if you want to do that, you need to play a different game. That's not the game I'm playing. This is for me a hobby. This is not at all the way I survive at all, and I don't expect that to be like that almost pretty much ever. My point here is that I treat this as my hobby. I have a lot of passion and I've been doing this for a long time in the internet, sharing content. So I just don't do it for whatever, like for the fame, which I don't know which fame, because we're talking about Swift. If I wanted fame, I would be doing something very much different. I want to thank you especially. Like, we also had like more than 500 subscribers on this channel, which is, it's insane to me. This year has been growth like crazy, and 500 is nothing in YouTube terms, but for me means a lot. It means that there is people that enjoys and learns the content I create, and for me that's pretty much the whole reason for doing this in the public. You know, I always do this. I've always been writing and sharing content on my old websites, on my new websites. That's what I do. That's my passion. Like, I play video games, I read fantasy, and I program, but I also want to share everything, you know? So that's why I always have a struggle in the channel to focus on one topic, and recently it's been a lot about Swift, but that's not going to be always the case. I need to have the freedom to share whatever I want, and that's always been in my plan. If you look at the channel, you're going to see you're going to see how the header of the channel doesn't, like, there is a Swift icon surrounded by everything else that I'm passionate about. So again, that's not the best to make a career on YouTube, but that's not my plan anyway. So I appreciate everybody that it's watching the videos, that it's subscribing, and it's commenting on the comments. I try to be active in there and comment to everything I can, but sometimes I cannot do with everything because life happens. So sorry for that, but that's a reality. So that said, let's talk a little bit about the videos that I will wish I could release before WWDC, but I'm not sure it's gonna be possible. And they are like, I have three, I think they are 3 videos to finish talking about Swift 5.3, which will be really nice to release before Apple official announcement, before the XCOM betas come with it. It will be really nice, because that's kind of like what I do most and what I love most, is like getting deep and in deep dives about Swift 5.3, what it's coming with, and giving examples and stuff like that. Like, you can find that superficial information everywhere else. It's not like this is something special, but I like to put my views on the video, especially because I follow Swift evolutions constantly. So I think you can get a different view that you can get in other places, because I also give you a little bit more of the background, the discussions. If like I find really useful when I don't know like the background of a feature. I don't even know like why we are doing that. Like, yes, you're showing me an example, but so what? But instead, if I know the background, I know what the rest of the community is thinking, if it was very positively accepted, if there was a lot of back and forth, that also helps me understand way better the contents of the feature. So that's basically my main purpose with the videos, to try to share all that deep knowledge that it's hidden on the Swift forums to everybody that doesn't spend a lot of time there. So what do I expect in terms of content from next week conference? To be honest, I wrote a blog post about it, so I'm just gonna leave the link on the description. But I don't really expect a lot of revolutionary things. Okay, last year for me was probably after Swift's announcement. Last year was the best WWDC since that. Basically, like as all of you know, Swift UI was what I was waiting for many years before it was a rumor. You know, I follow a lot different programming ecosystems, which I'm really proud of. I'm a person with a quite open mind, and I love learning about new programming languages and paradigms and how things are done outside our sphere. I'm still an Apple developer at heart. That's what I love to do, and that's what I want to spend my time. But I dig into everything I can. And UI development has been so far ahead from what mobile UI development was that it was quite sad to see us struggling with the same things where in other places they had other problems, but which interestingly they had problems that we don't have because our tools are different, not better, but different somehow. But at least on the UI part, we were still doing things like many years before. And there is a place for that. I don't want to say that the way UIKit and Android and the Android UI framework, for that matter, do things, it's gone forever. It's not. There are places where you want to do that, to go into that low level, which is why I'm so happy that Swift UI lets you do that. They let you dig down into the underlying framework. And I guess that's also one of the critiques that I have, which it was really nice for them to ship this framework, this completely new UI system, still reusing everything they had built over the years on UIKit and AppKit, which is, it makes sense, it's totally the way Apple does things, but it was a little weird in the beginning. And I think that has a positive and a negative. Like, it will definitely be amazing to see a whole UIKit framework built from the ground up with Swift UI. First of all, because they will notice all the missing pieces and they will cover those holes much quicker than if like we are the only ones, the developers, the third-party developers are the only ones that are using the frameworks. Then it's like, well, yeah, we need to file feedback and wait for Apple to fix things. You can notice a lot when Apple releases frameworks or any company and they don't try them themselves. You know, that's like, you can notice it super easily. So I hope this year it's a refinement of Swift UI. I don't expect any revolutionary things. People on the internet seem like they want completely changes because the API and blah, blah, blah. And that's just, I'm pretty sure they really still don't understand what's the concepts behind it and the reasons behind it and why things are done like they are. I don't think, maybe there is one small API that maybe it's weird, but overall, I'm pretty happy with the way it works, and I don't expect it to change it because it wouldn't make any sense. Especially like if you look at, I've been watching recently the Android conference videos and the one about Compose, I think, like it's called, which is basically Android to Swift UI. It's still in pre-alpha or alpha, I don't know, it's a weird way they version things. But the point is that they are basically mimicking so much what Swift UI is doing in almost every aspect of it, that then it's weird that you see people saying that Swift UI it's not doing things properly. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Pretty sure there are people that has better arguments, but until I don't see them, I cannot say that I agree. So I hope some improvements, stuff around maybe the navigation system needs a little bit more hooks for us to play with. Although that's another topic that it's quite deep in my heart because I spent a lot of time working with navigation over the past, I don't know, 3-4 years. I think Swift UI makes it way easier. People don't think like that, but I don't know why, because it just makes it super easy to drive your UI from your state. So if your state reflects your navigation, that's it. You don't have to do anything. If you receive a universal link, just recreate the state from that link and that's it. Like, it makes it super simple. Of course, I've just done this in small application, like couple of navigation stuff and and like not very deep navigation and complex navigation. My day-to-day work, the navigation we have, it's probably super overcomplicated, and there is no navigation system that is going to help with that. It's intrinsic on the way the navigation works. But yeah, I think there is some improvements to be done, especially integrating with the system, maybe providing some high-level layers that we can drive the UI and the navigation from. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what they can do to improve it, but it's much better than before. So I'm excited about that. But for me, what I hope this year is a focus on tooling, on performance, on bug fixing, and all that stuff. Because that's really what makes the difference. You know, I don't want big revolutionary things every year. I want that you present me with a new, cool, new way of doing things that helps me a lot on my day-to-day, but then that you keep refining them. You keep refining them because over the year we have seen a lot of small issues, like not deal breakers, like people is shipping stuff constantly with Swift UI, with UIKit, it doesn't matter. Like things are in production already. So it's not like it's a big deal, but they need to keep improving because the main complaint about our day-to-day development, it's the tooling, like by far. Like compiling speeds, which the Swift team is working hard on that. Xcode performance, like if you've been following my streams, you can see me complaining constantly about how the CPU of my mic is at 100%, and I predict it's gonna be SourceKit. I open the activity monitor, and of course SourceKit 100%. If I close Xcode, SourceKit is still there. It doesn't even care. It just wants to eat all my CPU, which is insane. I don't understand what's happening or stuff like that. But that's the sad reality. So when it works, it's amazing. For me, I like the IDEs and the tools are very good when they are not fighting you. You know, like Xcode is amazing and I love it. I've been using it for years and I've tried other systems and I never get used to it. It doesn't feel like an application from Apple, you know, and you can feel that, you can smell that, you know. So I just want the tools that I love to be better and to work better, you know, and to allow us to contribute more a little bit. A lot of the stuff that it's shipping on Xcode nowadays, it's open source, but all the pieces are spread and you need to wait for the release cycles and you cannot integrate it that easily. A lot of you ask me about the tool chains, like, yeah, that's a way you can try unreleased versions of Swift and kind of their related projects, but not all of them. Because for example, if you want to try a new version of SPM, yeah, you can use the toolchain and you can use SPM from the command line. But Xcode is not gonna use it. It's not gonna care at all about that version of SPM that you had on your toolchain. So there are many things that you want to try. There are many things that they propose changes and you would like to, okay, can we try it first to know exactly what we are accepting? But you cannot do that with everything. It's the same thing, like the refactor system, it's technically open source, but I mean, unless you compile it from yourself and you use it, it's like, that's not a way of making it easy to contribute to people, to the tools they work with every day. So I wish there was like a kind of like a mentality change in the same way that they say, oh, Swift is open source. What are you talking about? Yes. I wish they did the same thing with the tools. But of course, that's not going to happen. But we're in wishing time, you know? Next week we're going to be on sad time because things didn't happen, but this week we're in wishing time. So, and to be honest, the other wishes are like things about features, iCloud with Swift. There is a lot of movement of Swift on the server. It's ready for prime time already, like, but like the community needs to continue building and supporting it, which Apple has put a big effort on it with the specific things for Swift Neo and things like that. But still, it's kind of weird to me that we can still not build Swift serverless functions on iCloud. I think that's the missing part on this Swift server side and Apple ecosystem, you know, like I think that will be very, very nice. So now, what I want from the conference itself. For me, the first wish is please make the show happen. They say it's gonna be live from San Jose. I think they said San Jose. So I hope that means the show happens, even if there is no public because of the whole COVID situation. That's fine. Like it's not gonna be people clapping. It will be super weird if they play sound effects. But I'm fine with that. Okay, like respect the norms, respect social distancing. You know that I'm all for it. But at least make the show happen. You know, put team on a stage, put the directors of each feature on a stage, talk about it, show us the videos, make it happen, make it a real live show. Don't do like all the other companies have been doing, which is creepy and weird, where people it's from like it's not the fact that they are from their home, like I'm on my home, is that they kind of pretend they are not, and they try to make a big show for that because of course it's from a big company and stuff like that, and it's just weird, you know. Just do the show, even if you're alone on the stage, it's gonna be fine. Like, we enjoy the shows. This is not, it's not about the videos or the content. Like, to me, for me, honestly, like every year I get my popcorn, I sit down, and it's like I'm enjoying a movie, you know. It's a show for me. I can read about it if I don't care afterwards, and a lot of people does, that's fine, but for the ones that are there watching it, I want the show to happen. For the rest of videos, yes, I'm pretty sure they already have them pre-recorded and they're gonna share them all at once, which that's gonna be an inconvenience for me personally. I don't like that, but I understand why they do it. But the fact that the videos are pre-recorded, it's fine. You know, like, you don't want to have all developers go through everything on that week and stuff like that. It's actually much better, I'm pretty sure, because it allows them to plan and to pre-record and stuff like that. So that's very nice. But the show needs to happen. Okay. Some examples. What's the Microsoft conference about the Xbox and new games? That was so bad. That was so bad, really. Like, I don't know, like the jokes and everything, it was so creepy. Like, it was no thank you. And then you switch to Sony, for example, which is a conference I really enjoyed, because there was nobody talking. There was just video after video after video after video. That's it, you know? If you're not gonna do a show, do that. Just show me the content, I'm moving on. But if Sony doesn't do the show, it doesn't matter. But if Apple doesn't do the show, Apple is well known for the shows they deliver. So it's gonna be very weird and sad if they don't. And for example, then you have Android, which as far as I know, they haven't done a show. They just made these videos announcing the things and stuff like that, which I also don't like. I'm not 100% sure. That's the only thing I've seen. So maybe they did a big show and I didn't realize. But yeah, I don't want that either. I'm happy with that for the content videos during the week, but the show must go on. And I guess that's the other point, that in terms of changes, everybody's like, oh, this is gonna be different and all that stuff. Nothing changes for me, to be honest. I'm gonna still watch it live, stream, like every year, and then the next day I'm gonna watch the videos that were released the previous day. There is no change in that for me. The only change that it's gonna happen is that if they release them every day, or maybe all of them at the same time, it's gonna be a mess, because you cannot avoid spoilers. And yes, again, you're gonna tell me, what are you talking about, spoilers? It's just technical talks. For me this week, it's a whole show, man. It's a whole show. Like, I enjoy it. I have my popcorn, I have my notes, I go through it, I spent a lot of time with it. It's, for me, it's like an enjoyment, okay? And usually what I like to do is I go to Twitter and I see, oh, this talk is interesting, okay, I prioritize that. At the end of the day, I try to watch them all, which is something I'm going to talk about now. But I prioritize them. And if now all of them are going to be released at the same time, I'm just going to go to Twitter and see everything at the same time, all the cool stuff at the same time. I think it's going to be a overload of information. It's going to be a whole mess. So I'm not keen on that, but we will see how that goes. And just to end this video, I want to give some, not tips, not advice, I guess it's the way I try to approach that week. And it won't work for everybody, because my approach for WWDC is I want to watch every single video. And that's a lot, and that's not acceptable for a lot of people, okay? But that's my goal. I never accomplish it. So put that in your mind. Even if you feel like you are missing out and you want to watch everything, but you can't because you have a life after all, don't feel bad. There is this guy here that every year tries to go through everything, and I haven't been able to do it any single year. I've got close. I've got like pretty much like 90% there, but I've never accomplished it. I always leave those weird ones about media, low-level APIs or stuff that you really are never gonna use. So don't feel bad, okay? Just what I recommend you is prioritize your preference. If you are all about iOS, go for the iOS ones. If you're about audio, go for audio. Network, like they classify them very well. So focus on the ones you care first, and then the rest, if you can, go and watch it. If you enjoy it, if you don't care about any of these, get out, get The Last of Us 2 and play and enjoy your life, man. But that's the way I enjoy my life. I want to watch them all. So don't feel bad if you don't get to everything. The other thing that I want to recommend too is do it at your own pace and try to take it by yourself. What do I mean by that? There is going to be, and I'm pretty sure this year more than ever before, there is going to be a lot of content shared online. There is a lot of well-known people in our community that is doing a great job of making blog posts and videos and podcasts and all that stuff, and like every year there is more people doing that, and that content is great, but that content is going to be there after the WWDC week. I personally, what I recommend you to do is to not ignore it, but try to see what they are talking about and then consume the videos by yourself. It's a very, very different experience to get things from first hand and to get that feed of information directly from Apple, from the developers that work on those things, that from outside people. And that applies to me also. I always try to get from the source all the information I can. And yes, the rest of the time, like there is a lot, I said, like there is a lot of content, a lot of good people creating great content, and that content is there, so consume it later, okay? But I think that for this week, I personally, and I find that really, really useful, it's to, the first data that enters my head needs to be from the source. I find that super important and super useful, and that's, I think that helps me a lot have the fundamentals and consolidate the ideas much better than if I'm just scrolling and reading posts and articles about the new stuff and all those things, because that's like there is no way to avoid putting your ideas in this type of content. Like as I was saying before, when I make the following Swift Evolution video series, those are my ideas, those are my opinions after following the forums and everything. But somebody that is on the forums every day is going to have a very different idea than mine. So the source, it's always better, in my opinion. There is I don't have done that. Now, that source a lot of times is not very good. Like we don't have to talk about Apple's lack of documentation in the past few years. That's when it's great to have this community of people making great content every day. That's when it's great, you know. That's just my recommendation. Like take it and do whatever you want with it. But I think taking it from the source, at least this first week, makes it really nice, because then you can comment with people, with the community, with your friends, with your colleagues, about the specific things on the videos and stuff like that. And everybody, we know what we're talking about because we have watching the same thing. Now, you are going to be asking, but how do you can watch all the videos? Just play them at 2x speed, at least. Oh, but that destroys the original content. The authors didn't intend it. Okay. If you're a podcaster, I'm sorry. The reality is that people speak too damn slow. It's been many years, more than 10 years, since I cannot consume anything that it's not at 2x, at least at 2x, okay? The only thing that I don't consume at 2x, it's sad to say, but it's kind of actual art, okay? Movies and TV shows, usually. I've watched some movie at 2x, to be honest, but not usually. And music. These are the kind of the three things that I don't consume at 2x. Everything else, YouTube, 2x, podcast, 2x, even audiobooks, 2x. Everything I consume. And when I don't do that, it's really kind of a pain in the ass to wait for people to speak what you already know they are going to say, okay? So it's really annoying when videos are in some services that don't support these things. I'm always really annoyed by the lack of support of different speeds. It's really annoying. So my recommendation, get the video, download the video in HD if you can. If not, you can just do it on a standard definition, because to be honest, it's just code. You can read it in a standard definition and it's perfectly fine. Get that video, download VLC or your favorite video player, but I think VLC does a very good job on it. And just play at least put 1.5. Try to go to 2x. Okay? Try it. The first one you're gonna be freaking out. Just accept it. Just rewind a little bit and try it again. Because what you want in the beginning, like again, I've been doing this for many years, but in the beginning, you need to get your brain up to speed. Okay? Once you get your brain up to speed, then just go to X, everything, and the content gets in the same way, much faster, and you avoid disconnecting because, man, like if I need to wait for you to finish your sentence, I'm already thinking on something else. You know, just give me the content, go faster. Of course, when you're talking, you cannot do that. You know, there is standards of conversations that we have developed over millennia. But when you have a video, you can just speed it up. And now, for the last point, and one point that I've been changing back and forth many the years, I think this year I'm gonna try to tweak it a little bit. Note taking. If you're gonna spend your time watching the videos, take some notes. Now, in the past, I've taken notes very specifically, okay? Like every slide, taking notes. I had my iPad on the side, taking notes for everything that I was saying, taking screenshots even, and that works, but it's kind of tiresome. It drains a lot of energy from you, and I'm not sure how useful it is, considering that like now you are gonna have the slides at the same time, so it's way easier to go back to that. Now there are webs online, like I'm not sure if it's from community or officially from Apple, where you can see the transcripts of the videos. So if you want something, you have an easier time than before reaching the specific point on the video they talk about it. Okay. Now, I still think that you should take notes. Now, the notes that you should take they should be to guide you to know what you're looking for in the future is. Don't take notes super explicitly because I don't think that's super helpful, but you should take notes from, on this video they talk about this API or something. Take a note of that. You can, with that, then you can go back to the video, check the slides, check the transcripts, and download the video and just scroll through it. You don't have to take every single thing as note. Now, if you're good with that, if you are one of these people that like draws with the notes and make this super fancy, like that's amazing. Just go for that. But if you are a normal human being without art skills, you know, like me, just take the notes that you think are really important and nothing else. Like focus on the video, enjoy it, and move on. So I think that's everything I had to say. As you might have wondered, I'm not gonna be posting a lot of amazing content during the week because for me this week is about myself, my learning, and to know what's going on and what I need to expect from this year of developing for Apple platforms. So this week is kind of for me. Now, I don't discard that I'm gonna be super excited by something and I'm gonna be a video with it because that's what I do. Like if you go one year back in time, you're gonna see my super hyped, excited video that has like the most views on my channel because it was the first Swift UI video on YouTube, and it's just me on the couch at night without light, super excited about Swift UI. So maybe it's gonna happen again, I don't know. But don't expect like super careful videos with a lot of details or blog posts by that matter. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna do something, but I'm not gonna be one of these ones that is gonna spend all the week working on this because this is not my work. I'm gonna have to keep working on my real job. So after working on my real job, I need to watch the videos, and I'm not gonna have time to create all this content that you'll enjoy. But again, this week is for me, so I hope that it goes everything well for me and for you and for everybody. I hope it's an amazing week. I hope it's a great WWDC, that we enjoy it a lot, and that Apple has prepared great surprises. Please don't have prepared bad surprises. Just amazing and great surprises for us to enjoy over the next year. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. This was a little different, an update. So if you enjoy this kind of more vlog videos, please like and subscribe for more content about Swift. Not kind of this, but actually like proper content about Swift. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you all next time.